I want a big bite with everything. Oh no! How can I give a scoop of ice cream and a box of brownie mix some extra wow factor? Betty Crocker's answer? Individual Brownie Alaskas. I'm Melinda and I'm cooking my way through Betty Crocker's 1971 recipe card library. Today we are making individual Brownie Alaskas, which is from section B, American Classics, and it's card number 15. I agree with Betty Crocker, baked Alaskas are an American classic. I am so excited to try this iconic dessert with a little twist, of course, a little Betty Crocker twist. We're making individual brownie Alaskas, which means that the bottom layer is brownie instead of cake, and that, you know, we're making little mini ones single serve instead of one big one. The recipe itself is pretty simple. We're just gonna use Betty Crocker's brownie mix with all the kind of accoutrement to make that. The center layer is gonna be strawberry ice cream, and then of course we need the sugar and the egg whites to make the meringue on top. Let's get started. Okay, the first step, bake brownies as directed on package. Sounds easy to me. So we're just gonna go ahead and take our brownie mix and get this in our bowl. Go, go, go. Beautiful, easy peasy. Stir brownie mix, water, oil, and egg. Okay, it all just goes in. It all goes in, okay. So we have 3 tablespoons of water, a half a cup of oil, and 2 eggs. And now we mix. Ooh, it smells so good already. It smells chocolatey. Did I need to use a whisk? Could I probably have used just a spatula? Yes. It's so thick. Ooh. I love brownies. They're kind of my favorite. Oh, I feel like we don't make enough brownies on this channel. Can't even remember a single time I've made a brownie on this channel. Beautiful, beautiful. All right, now the brownie mix is going in the pan. Here we go. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Look at that flow of chocolatey goodness. Now this is gonna go in the oven for about 50 minutes at 325, and then once they're out and cool, we can start to assemble. While the brownies are in the oven, let's talk a little bit about the history of baked Alaska. One might think that baked Alaska was invented in Alaska, but would you believe it was actually concocted by an American scientist in a lab in Europe? In the 1800s, physicist Benjamin Thompson first identified the insulating properties of egg whites, which then led several chefs to experiment with frozen desserts insulated with meringue. One very popular dessert in France was called the omelette norvégienne. I am bad at French, but it was named, of course, for their frigid neighbor to the north, Norway. Then, in 1967, the US purchased the territory of Alaska, a similar faraway tundra, which was kind of confusing for a lot of Americans and heavily criticized in the news. So Charles Randhover, the chef at Delmonico's in New York City, was inspired by this event and the dish from France, and served what he called the Alaska Florida to poke fun at this recent event and to reference the temperature contrast between the ice cream and the toasted meringue. Baked Alaska started to catch on in high-end restaurants, but really came into fashion in the 50s and 60s as foods with this perceived link to a faraway place were becoming increasingly popular. It was once an incredibly opulent dish requiring a full kitchen staff and a significant amount of time to make, but by the middle of the century, home cooks had modern conveniences such as electric mixers and blowtorches, which made eye-catching dishes easy for them to master. Which is why, with a few tips from Betty, I now feel confident making these mini baked Alaskas at home today. All right, now the brownies are out of the oven and cool, so we can assemble the Brownie Alaskas. So the first step is to cut the brownies into 9 sections. So I guess we're just gonna do, let's just do it. Let's just get in there. Hope for the best. We basically want a 3-inch square, but I'm also using an 8x8 pan. So the math ain't mathin' on that. I think they're gonna be more like 2 inches. And again, I didn't cut them evenly. They're gonna be like 2.6 inches. thereabouts if I were to cut them evenly, but you know. Now we're gonna put the ones I'm gonna make on this pan. I'm only gonna make 4 today, so I'm gonna select the 4 brownies to go on the pan for assembly here. Excuse me, hello, get out. Oh, that looks good. What do I have here? I scooped out the ice cream into balls last night so that you can see, that'll just help them really get solidified. That was one of the tips on the card. Freeze the scoops of ice cream hard before you put them on the brownies. So that's why I just really want it, you want the like sphere to be as hard as possible so that it doesn't melt in the oven. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take our strawberry scoops and put them on top. And then these go back in the freezer for another hour. Again, I think we're just really trying to get the brownie and the ice cream as cold as possible so that when we put it in the oven with the meringue, it stays cold. So these are gonna go back in the oven, back in the freezer, and just get really nice and chilly. And then we'll make the meringue and throw them in. While the ice cream's in the freezer, let's get started on the meringue. So I've got my trusty big red standing mixer here, which is really the best way to get a well-whipped meringue. You need that horsepower. So I have 4 egg whites here that are going in the bowl. And then we're just gonna get this moving so that the eggs get frothy. That's step 1. Come on. Okay, as you can see, the egg whites are getting a little foamy. So now we're gonna start to put in a 1/2 cup of sugar, just a tablespoon at a time. So I'm just gonna dump a little in, mix it, dump a little in, mix it, you know, just kinda, you know, slow and steady. We have a nice kind of foam starting. I'm gonna scrape the bowl, make sure all that sugar gets in on the sides. And then we're just gonna keep going until we hit stiff peaks. Okay, look at that. That's a stiff peak. Beautiful. All right, it's time to make our baked Alaskas. All right, so a helpful tip Betty has here is to work fast. Spread a few at a time, keeping all others in the freezer until you're ready to bake them. So what I've done is I have a little prep station here. I put some wax paper down. I'm gonna take a single brownie out, prep it, put it back in the freezer, take the next one out so that they're not really staying out in the hot summer kitchen for very long. So, hello, there he is. Okay, so what Betty says to do is to cover brownies and ice cream with meringue, sealing it to the edge of the brownies. And that's key here because you want to make sure that you have a tight seal so that the eggs are doing like their best isolation or insulation possible. Now, how am I going to get this back to the sheet tray? Unclear. I didn't think that far ahead. I want to make sure it's just completely coated. Front again for reference. Okay, yeah, it's just kind of a big blob. I don't know if I was supposed to be like attempting a specific shape or something. I'm just kind of getting blob. Okay, there, I do think I need more kind of on the bottom here. Okay, now let's see here. Let's see what I got. It looks so cute. It's like a little snowball. Okay, you come off. You come on, you go back in the freezer. Also, I will say that I'm only crafting 4 out of 9, but I will be using all of the meringue meant for 9 because I'm just a little too careful. Maybe this one I'll try not to put so much meringue on. But you want to make sure it's covered. You want a lot of insulation between the ice cream and the oven. Ta-da! All right, we're gonna put these in a 500-degree oven for 3 to 4 minutes until the meringue is light brown, and then we will give them a taste. Woo! All right, they've been in for 3 minutes. I'm gonna bring them out. Oh, I'm so nervous. Oh, I hope they're okay in there. Hi, oh my God, they're so cute. Come on out, come on out. Look at that. Oh, okay. What we have to do is move them to these little cups that I've prepared and hope that, oh, we can turn this off now. Whew. Wow, yay! Let's dig in. I'm excited to see kind of a cross section of what this looks like on the inside. It looks so cute. It's like a little snowball. Okay. Oh, feel the brownie layer giving me tension. I want a big bite with everything. Oh no! That's what I get for wanting a big bite with everything. Okay, but here it is. I got it. Ready? Wow. This is so good. Okay, so chocolate brownie and strawberry ice cream is an amazing combination that I didn't realize I needed in my life. The meringue is so light and fluffy. I will say the brownie is pretty dense, like a little bit harder to cut through than like if it was a slice of cake at the bottom, but it adds like a rich fudginess that I think is perfect for like the light fluffy exterior. I can't wait to eat more of this. Whoa! Light, sweet, fluffy treat, not too sugary. Wow, I'm so happy. A little hot, a little cold, a little Alaska, a little Florida. So good. Well, as we expected, these were pretty incredible. I am slightly obsessed. They tasted so good. They were so light and refreshing and very easy to make for something that appears so decadent, you know? It's just boxed brownie mix, a scoop of ice cream and some meringue. Oh, I love it. They turned out so cute. And I was a little afraid that the meringue would go wrong in the oven, but everything went smoothly and they look super, super cute. So I love this. I'm definitely gonna give it 5 out of 5 red spoons. Okay, back in the box. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, one of my very first episodes ever, I made orange baked Alaskas, so you should check out that video next. Give this one a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, happy homemaking.